Hello and welcome to the Studio Block server. My name is Weird and Bearded and December is fast approaching. And we're going to take a little bit of a break from the regular content during December. Not a break from content in general, just the regular stuff, because I've given myself a bit of an Advent challenge. So I have a spreadsheet where content creators have been putting in ideas for wintry, Christmassy builds, and every day I'm going to do a little build from that spreadsheet. Build that on the server. I found an area. We'll talk about that in a bit. And I'm going to do a video a day during Advent. Because apparently I hate myself. I don't know. I kind of... I didn't really take the idea from somebody else. So, Dawn, who you've seen on the channel before, is doing a Secret Santa thing. And I read that very tired and completely misread it as an Advent thing, so I decided to run with that idea. So, I have an area which I have found. There's a huge snowy area on the server, and it is very difficult to find any of it that's flat and not filled with trees, but we found this. So we got some forest areas around us, got some ice spikes over there, the world is just, loading in as we speak. We've got some nice areas of ice, so we've got enough around us that I should be able to make any build fit. Hopefully. But I am going to need blocks. So I already have some blocks over here because on this little bit, with a bit of terraforming and some taking down of some trees, I'm going to build a storage chalet. Because why not get fancy? I've had some fun designing this. I kind of need to get on with the build because I then need to spend the next couple of weeks just collecting blocks to fill this thing up. So, storage chalet, go. So the time-lapse didn't save. I did such a nice time-lapse as well. Normally I just build things from the ground up, but this time I did sort of specific sections of it so that it would all look really nice in the time-lapse, and yeah, it didn't save. So I'll just show you the build, I guess. I made a chalet. It big. It very big. Possibly a little too big, but, it's a nice sort of statement piece to get everything started. I'm really happy with it. I love the way it looks. I also like, the roof does not connect to the walls in any way. The roof is held up by the frame, which goes throughout the building as well, so it is all connected. But if we go inside, you can see it just never connects with any of the walls, and I kind of like that detail. It also means if I'm in a hurry for things, because everything here is going to be timed, I have a quick exit. And a quick entrance. Whee! That's quite fun. I've not done that yet. So, I have a lot of storage. Got barrels and chests all around. I've got that on the lower floor. I've got that on the upper floor. And if we go out onto the balcony, I also have it on the balcony. Then we've got the little leafy details on the corners just to, make the place look nice. This isn't just a storage room. It's also a build, and I'm trying to get better at making my builds look nice, which is kind of what this whole Advent thing is all about. But we have a lot of storage. And I don't really know what's going to be going into the storage. There's probably more storage than I need. There's definitely more storage than I need. So, I guess I should start filling it up with stuff. I know what I'm doing with the bottom floor. The bottom floor has been planned out. It's kind of what this was all based on, is each section is for one coloured thing. Don't know exactly what's going to go into each chest for the coloured things. But that's why at the bottom we have the 16 sections. Then obviously we're going to have stuff for the different wood types, different stones. I'm sure we can end up filling it up. But I don't know what with. So I feel like a montage sequence would do well if it works. If the recording save, stupid recording. Well, this episode has turned into quite the disaster. So earlier on, I had the time lapse of me building the chalet, which didn't save. And now I was going to have a montage sequence of me collecting all the resources, and I got really into collecting all the resources and just forgot to record. I don't know what to say. Apparently, I'm forgetting how to do YouTube. I have done a lot of resource collection. I have not collected everything I want to collect. I will be doing some more stuff before I start on Monday, but I said I'm going to collect resources up until midnight before the video goes out. It's just gone midnight. Let's talk through what we've got so far. So on the bottom floor, we have 16 sections for 16 colours. So we have the coloured wool for each colour. We've got dye. My plan is to add in some terracotta, stained glass, concrete, and an empty barrel. I don't know. I'll put something in these barrels probably. If I've got time to collect all this stuff, because, you know, lots of stuff to collect. And that kind of covers the entire bottom floor, because that's all coloured blocks of different types. And then up here, we'll see what I've got as I go along. So this section is all stone. Then we have all cobblestone, diorite, andesite, and of course granite. And that is literally just a ton of this stuff, because I don't know how much I'm going to need, and if I've got resources close to me, that's going to be beneficial. These three sections I've yet to do anything with. I don't really know what to do over there. And over here, we started to do stuff with the trees. So we've got the crimson hyphae. I haven't collected hyphae yet, just got the warp blocks. Same with the warped. But then we've got mangrove logs. We've got the cherry logs, which I've got the leaves for. Jungle logs, acacia logs, dark oak, spruce, oak, and birch. And that is 2 double chests of each of those. So plenty of wood to work with. Here I'm thinking of putting in a big section of moss blocks. I just need to run the moss farm for a bit. That shouldn't be too bad. I might do that overnight. Mycelium and grass. Then on the outside I've done half of this section where we've got some sea lanterns, prismarine bricks and prismarine. Don't know what I'm going to do with the other 3 yet, if I do anything. Then over here we've got nothing. Here I've got some netherrack filling up that entire section, and then blackstone filling up this, and then I think that's it around this side. But then on the other side, stuff I did early on because I knew it was going to be important. All of this is filled with armor stands because I imagine there's going to be builds which I want to decorate with people. So then we've also got a load of caps, tunics, leather pants, and boots. So yeah, there's still a lot that I could be collecting. I will be doing some more collection over the weekend, but I have very much run out of time to collect stuff. So a lot of these things took a long time to collect in large amounts. But I'm happy with what I've got. I've certainly got enough to get going. The terracotta is probably what I'll do next, because that just requires a lot of trading. So I can quite easily get that done. It's going to take some time, but it's just something I can just, you know, get on with. Oh, what I've also done, I've just added a little crafting section round the back. So a couple of crafting tables, a couple of stone cutters, 4 furnaces, all filled with coal, ready to go. I might add a cauldron Because, you know, if you've got a cauldron filled with water, that will allow us to convert concrete powder to concrete, dirt to mud. All of these things could be useful. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to be building yet. I'll be honest, I know some of the stuff I'm going to be building. One of our members, Dawn, for some reason couldn't access the spreadsheet. So Dawn sent me her suggestions. I've added those to the spreadsheet, which also means I've seen a lot of the other suggestions. But I've been deliberately not thinking about what I'm going to do for the builds. So it's still going to be a completely fresh build every day. This is going to be a fun little challenge. Obviously, we're not going to be doing regular videos during this time because I'm going to be busy doing all the Advent stuff and, you know, general life Christmas things. But it's going to be a video every day from the 1st of December through to Christmas Eve. Hopefully. Hopefully. We're going to see what happens. These are going to be some silly builds. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, I think that's all there is to say. It's a shorter episode because everything got messed up. But if you liked it, leave a like. Let me know what you think of the Advent idea down in the comments. Doesn't really matter what you think is happening anyway, but I'll be interested to know. Subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.